any woman who asks for divorce without a legitimate reason would not enter paradise unless there are justifications, legitimate reasons in Islam. What are they? Sister, and she says, what are the conditions under which a wife can ask for a divorce according to Shari'ah? So, marriage is a sacred bond between a man and a woman. It's not between a man and a man. And definitely it's not between a woman and a woman. This is a natural thing. It's a religious thing in all religions, that it's between a man and a woman. And this bond is tied with the name of Allah and according to the Shari'ah. And therefore, to dissolve it, that would be a heinous crime unless there's a legitimate reason and justification for that. And this is why when Harut and Marut, the angels, were sent to test the people, and they told them, do not learn from us, because if you learn from us, we teach you black magic, and that would take you out of the fold of Islam. We are a test from Allah. Don't learn from us. The devils learn from them, as mentioned in verse 102, chapter 2, Surah Al-Baqarah. They learn from them what they separate between a man and his woman. And this shows you how bad black magic is, to the extent that Allah mentioned one of the negative consequences of it is that it separates between a man and his wife. Therefore, the Prophet said, ﷺ, any woman who asks for divorce without a legitimate reason would not enter paradise. And that is a serious threat. So a woman cannot just, simply because she's on her menses or she doesn't feel good, and she says, I don't want you, طلقني, divorce me. This is not valid. And this is a heinous major sin, unless there are justifications, legitimate reasons in Islam. What are they? In short, if there is harm on the woman, then she can ask for divorce. What kind of harm? Real harm. If the man is a psycho, he refuses her to leave the house. He refuses her to speak to anyone on the phone. She doesn't watch anything halal, not use the internet. And he is keeping her as a prisoner of war. This is totally haram. This is real harm, and she can ask for divorce. If he prevents her from seeing her parents and relatives, she can ask for divorce. If he is having rage fits and he has bad moral conduct, he's abusive, his words are really hurtful, he always criticizes her, makes fun of her looks and her cooking, and abuses her and curses her and swears at her, she can ask for divorce. If he is really ugly and she's unable to look at his face, as is in the hadith of Thabit ibn Qais, where his wife could not look at him, and she said, had I not feared Allah, I would have spitted in his face whenever I look at him, because of his ugliness. This is a legitimate reason. If she feels from herself that she's unable to give him his rights, whether in intimacy or obedience, and that would make her a renegade and would take her out of the fold of being a loyal, obedient, submissive wife, that is a major sin. So in order to avoid such sin, she goes for divorce. This is permissible. If he's impotent or is unable to fulfill and satisfy her in terms of intimacy, if he does not provide for her financially, and he is using her as a sugar daddy, and she's the one who works and provides for the house. Very legitimate reasons for divorce and so on. But if she asks for divorce for no reason, I don't like him, he doesn't take me to Côte d'Azur every year, he doesn't change the furniture every 6 months, I just have doubts that he has a haram relationship. No proof, but it's just my gut feeling. No, this is totally prohibited, and so on. After divorce, who gets the custody of children? If mother gets it, must the daughters be returned to their father after they reach puberty because of wali issues for marriage? This is an issue of dispute among scholars. In regards to the general concept that governs this, the hadith of the Prophet ﷺ is crystal clear. The mother, after divorce, is worthy and is given the priority of custody of her children unless she gets married. Scholars say that if the boy reaches a certain age, whether 7, 9 or whatever, he's given the choice to choose between his mom and dad. But in the beginning, before that, he's with his mother. And his father is obliged to provide for him the shelter, the food, the medication, the education, the whole 9 yards. And when the girl is 9 years old or 7 years old, some scholars, like in the school of thought of Ahmed, says that she's given to her father because she is his honor and he cares and protects her more than anyone else. Anything that tarnishes her reputation tarnishes his reputation. Unlike boys and men, they can go around and play without anyone talking negative about them, but girls and females are different. The other schools of thought say no, the same ruling applies. She should stay with her mother because her mother would be able to teach her about purification, menses, etc., until she is married or until different ages, depending on the schools of thought. But the most authentic opinion is that the custody is awarded to the one who takes care of the child. So yes, by default, a 2-year or 3-year-old must be given to his mom until she remarries. If she doesn't, she keeps him. But if she's not taking care of him, if she's a bad woman or flirting with other men, not praying, not educating him, not teaching him or her how to pray, not feeding him properly, in this case, the child is taken away from her and given to his father in order for him to take care of. And likewise, if the father had the custody of the boy, but he's not taking care of him or not providing for him, he is taken and given to the mother. Once the boy reaches puberty, then the custody is no longer existing. He chooses to live with either one, or he can move out and live alone. He's a boy, he's a man. As for the girl, she cannot live separately. She must be forced to live with her parents. And this is the Islamic ruling. So at the end of the day, it is up to the Muslim judge. He's the one authorized to look at which is the best for the child. So for example, if we have a couple who got a divorce and the mother wants to live in Europe or elsewhere, while the father is living in a Muslim country, the judge awards the custody to the man, to the husband, to the father, because the well-being of the child is to be in a Muslim country and not to go to a kafir country and live there. And Allah Azza wa Jal